Alright, now that we can actually paint with the texture, we could sculpt and paint it with the texture at the same time. And the advantage of this is the bump map later on will match the texture map. Okay, now let me kind of show you something. Basically, what I want to do is make sure I back off a little bit on this. So that way, when I actually go in here with a drag rectangle stroke, it'll cover over the entire thing. You don't want to use wrap mode with this unless you have a very tileable texture. So I got Z add on, intensity of 48, RGB on, and now I can go in here with these two on, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, just like that. And if I was to look at this, it pulled it right off the mesh. See it? Right off the mesh. So that is something I really don't want to do. I want the ability to bump it up just a little bit, but not pull it right off the mesh. Okay, that helps, but there's several different ways to do this. There's the ability to go like this and take it and turn it into an alpha. So let's say I don't want to do this just yet. Just want a nice even coat of metal on it. And that way it doesn't change. See how this has not changed the level, and it's a nice smooth level coming off this ball. And then what I could do is make a new texture. And that texture gets mounted over here. And then I could do new from polypaint. Okay. I could clone that texture. I can go over here now and choose that texture that I have out and do make alpha. Now that I have an alpha in there, I can turn this off, and an alpha will state over here I have mass by alpha. Now what's nice about mass by alpha is I have an intensity value where I did not have an intensity value for the other one. So you know, right now I have a blend value of 100%, an intensity of 100%. So if I mask by alpha, I might have to do this a few times in order to find the gray value of it all. So that should be masked off. And now instead of trying to bump it out using a brush and ruining the texture, what I want to do is inflate it by 20 and just see what happens. Okay? And you can see that how it popped out. Now I didn't want everything to pop out though. I just wanted that one little section. So you're going to have to use some tricks to go in here and mask off everything like that, and then do an inflate by, let's say, 20. And see how little of a change that has occurred, but I still have the dents and the scratches from the metal. Very sweet. Now when I make a normal map based on that, you will see just a significant change in that area. So let's do that. So now I have a 2048 texture, and you can see there's my noise ratio. I'll bump this down just a little bit. Go into normal map, go to tangent, adaptive, and then just create normal map. Okay, let's say I want to show you this normal map right off the bat. I can crop and fill it into the thing, and yes, and you can see that high res stuff is right, and this is what I'm talking about, a puzzle being actually blown up, but you can see this high res detail right here based upon that texture, and the texture and the actual normal map line up correctly that way. Alright, so that's just a small example, of course, but let's go on with the lessons.